Hey everybody, so today is May 1st. I'm here to do my April wrap-up. For the month of April, I'm really surprised at how many books I managed to read because I went through kind of a slump towards the beginning of the month, so the number of books I got read, I'm quite pleased with. I read 12 books. Granted, 2 of them are manga, 2 of them are novella, and 1 of them is a middle grade, so it's pretty short. So all in all, I still read a good number of books. First of all, let me tell you how happy I am that this shirt came in. Oh, love it. Yeah, you know you do. I first saw this shirt on Sue Morrow's channel. I will leave a link down below where you can buy it if you're interested. Also, I don't know if I can show you, but that's what the back says. I had to have this shirt. I had to. So anyways, enough of that. Let's get back to my April wrap-up. For the first book of the month, I read Soulless by Gail Carriger. This is the manga version. I still haven't done my comparison video to the novel for this because I still haven't read the actual novel, but I did enjoy it. I did get the gist of the story. It is about a woman named Alexia Terabati. She's considered a spinster because it is set in the Victorian age, and she is late 20s, almost around 30, and at that age, according to that society, she should already have been married and have children. She's considered a spinster. This is an adult paranormal fantasy romance. Since the actual novel is for adults, the art is a little bit more on the risque part, although since it is a manga, it is geared towards younger audience. So there isn't really too much, there's not any nudity in it, but there are scenes where there's characters that are supposed to be naked. They just don't show any parts. And then the main character, she has quite the voluptuous boobies in this, and I don't know if that's what the artist was going for, or if and I'm not sure if the novel says that she has huge badonkadonks, but yeah, she does. Anyways, I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars, and I look forward to reading the novel. The next book that I read in April was Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead. This is book 3 in the Vampire Academy series. Oh my gosh, the ending. Oh. It finally delves deeper into Rose and Dimitri's relationship. This book broke my heart. Oh my gosh. I'm actually in the middle of the 4th book right now, Blood Promise, so we'll have to see what happens. I'm super excited to find out. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. Go read the series if you have not read it yet. The 3rd book that I read for the month was Level 2 by Lenore Applehands. Yeah. This story centers around an 18-year-old girl named Felicia Ward who has recently died. She wakes up in level 2, which is essentially like purgatory, right before you go to heaven or hell. And a lot of the story is about her going through her memories. There's some sci-fi aspect to this. I did like the idea of this story, but I was a little bit disappointed. I wanted there to be a lot more action than there was, but I found myself really struggling to read this because it got really boring, and it was kind of a slower paced book. It didn't actually pick up any action until the very end. Because it was on the very end, I feel like they rushed it. I gave this story a 2 out of 5 stars. Definitely glad that I borrowed it from the library, not gonna lie. The next book that I read in April, I was super excited when I saw it on the shelf, and I grabbed it, took it home, and read it in one sitting, and that is The Elite by Kiera Cass. This is book 2 in the Selection series. There is nothing negative that I could say. I loved this book so much. I love Maxon even more than I did in the first book. I didn't think that was possible, but I do. Granted, there were times when I was like, what are you doing, Maxon? Why? I don't know what it is about Aspen. I don't really care for him. He can go away. And so can Celeste and Chris. They can all just go away. Just let Maxon and America be together. Be together. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. If you haven't read this series, I would definitely suggest it. The 5th book that I read in the month of April was What Really Happened in Peru by Cassandra Clare, and I will insert a picture of the cover now. This is the first part in the Bane Chronicles, which will be a series of novellas kind of about his background story more. Very light, cute read, pretty short. I think it was about 60-something pages. If you love Cassandra Clare's work and want to know more about Magnus Bane, go and read that. The next book I read after that, Clockwork Angel, with the Infernal Devices manga series. This is book 1. I did a comparison video with the novel in this manga. If you haven't checked it out already, I'll leave a link down below, and you can go look at that if you want. The 7th book I read in the month of April is Spark by Bridget Kemmerer. This is book 2 in the Elemental series. In this particular series, each book centers around one of 4 brothers who all have power to control elements. This one is about Gabriel. He has the power to control fire. He was also one of my favorite side characters in book 1, Storm. So I was so happy to pick this one up because it was all about him. The first one had more of the paranormal aspect to the story. Him and Hunter are like the cutest friends. I don't know. They both like aren't used to having friends. So like when they found out they like wanted to hang out more, they approached it almost in a very feminine, girly way. I don't know how best to explain that, but it was cute, and I loved it. And they make awesome friends, and Gabriel is my favorite. And I did get Spirit, which is book 3 in the series, as an advanced copy from NetGalley, and I will be reading that one very soon. I plan on getting a video review of this up soon, so look forward to that. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read in April is The Bad Beginnings by Lemony Snicket. This is book 1 in a series of unfortunate events. I've been wanting to start this series for a very long time, and I figured after reading so many novels in a row, I really needed something short and light, and so yes, this is very, very short, and the font is very big, so it took me like an hour and a half, maybe 2. The TV distracted me a couple times. I liked it a lot. I really did. It was cute and it was light and really what I needed after reading so many heavy novels. I'm sure it's because I'm an adult and this is a kid's book, but just me thinking critically about this book doesn't work because then I think about how did anybody let these kids live with this guy? Like, seriously, what? Total child abuse. Also, can we say creepy? He wanted to marry a 13-year-old child. A child molester? Aside from that, very, very good book. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. The next book I read is Stealing Parker by Miranda Keneally. And this is a companion novel to Catching Jordan. It is about a girl named Parker, and she starts crushing on the boys' softball assistant coach. I think he's the assistant coach. They eventually get together, and there's some pretty steamy scenes in here, despite it being YA. They get together and they keep it a secret, and a lot of their relationship is spent making out and doing a lot more in the back of his car. And yeah, I really, really liked those parts. But it is also about her relationship with a boy that goes to school with her. His nickname is Corn Dog, and I am so glad she stopped calling him that. His actual name is Will. So I really, really enjoyed this book. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read in April was Altered by Jennifer Rush. I am lost for words for this book. It was so amazing. It's such a fast-paced, thrilling rush of a book. Story centers around the main character, Anna, who along with her father take care of these 4 boys who have been altered. They're basically science experiments that her and her father keep in their basement for, not really the government, it's for a separate company or something. It hasn't really been revealed yet. These 4 boys eventually escape and she goes with them. There are so many twists and turns in the story. I read this book in one sitting. I had to know what happened. I needed to know. And there is also a side love story between her and one of the boys named Sam, and I really, really liked that too. The ending to this book was really, really good. I rated this book 5 out of 5 stars. Go read this book. Do it now. The last book I read, Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. This book, I was already about 3/4 the way in, so I read this like 2 days ago. I did find the beginning a little bit slow-paced, but the ending of this book, well, oh my gosh, my heart bleeds for Will. The ending of this book was just so crazy. They're 5 out of 5 stars. I cannot wait to read Clockwork Princess. I really, really, really want to savor it though and take my time because it is the last book. I did accidentally see the family tree underneath the dust jacket, so I sort of spoiled some stuff that I already know in the next book, but I still want to know what happens, like how that comes to be, if you know what I mean. 5 out of 5 stars, 5 out of 5 stars. Go read it. And then the last thing I read in the month of April was a short novella, and that was The Prince by Kira Cass, and I will insert a picture now. This was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. I popped it up on my iPad, and it said it was 66 pages long, but then I got 30-something pages into it, and then it changed into like the first chapter of The Elite, which I already read The Elite, so I didn't need it. So this story was super, super short. It basically told a story of how Maxon meets all the 32 ladies and what's going in his mind at the beginning of the whole selection process. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars only because I really, really would have liked to see the point of view for him during the part when he realizes he's actually in love with her. Also, maybe for their first kiss, too. I want to know what he was thinking with that as well. So, The Prince Novella Part 2. And those are all the books that I read in the month of April. I will be doing a May TBR video here soon, so look forward to that. If you've read any of the books that I've mentioned in this video, please leave comments down below, and as always, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.